welcome back to the channel. So whilst you're enjoying the Floof have a run around the park, I thought I might give you some useful legal tidbits as well when they relate to animals. When we're coming into the summer months, many of us will see animals locked in hot cars because their owners, bless them, don't seem to realize that the car is too hot an environment for their lovely little Floof. So many people might ask the question, is it legal to break the window of a car to free and save a dog? Now, the long answer is much more complicated than the short answer. The short answer is yes, it can be legal. The longer answer obviously warrants some more explanation. So whilst you enjoy the Floof running around and around and around and around in the park, I thought I would explain this to you. So ordinarily, if you were to go up and break somebody's car window for no other reason, obviously that would be criminal damage. You'd be prosecuted for that, and you'd probably be looking at some custodial sentence, although that might be suspended. But if you see a dog in the car and it's a hot day and you can see the dog is in distress, what you really ought to be doing is calling the police, calling the RSPCA, trying to find the owner, trying to find some way of getting in touch with the owner so that they can retrieve and save the dog. But many of you might think that's going to take far too much time, and I'm not going to stand around waiting and hoping the owner comes back before saving this poor dog's life. And so in such a situation, if you were to break the window of the car to save the dog's life, there is a possible statutory defense in your favor. If you were to break the window with the belief that the owner, or really the person who would be entitled to consent to that damage, did so consent to the damage, then that is a statutory defense and this is no longer criminal damage. And secondly, if you believe that the person so entitled to consent to that damage would have consented in the circumstances that you found them, then this would be a statutory defense also. So essentially, you would be having the jury to believe and agree that you believed that the owner would have consented had they known the circumstances that you found this situation to be. So if you happened upon the car and the dog inside is near to death and you decided to break the window to save the dog's life, in simple terms, if you genuinely believed that the owner, or the person really that would be able to consent to that damage, would consent had he known or she known that the dog's life was in danger and therefore would have consented to the damage, then that is a statutory defense if you end up being charged for said damage. Now, of course, every situation turns on its own facts and cannot be relied upon as legal advice. But do check out my other channel, Black Belt Barrister, if you want some free legal guidance in this situation. And in the meantime, enjoy the Floof and her run around the park. Please also remember to subscribe to the Floof's channel if you'd love to see more of her running around and her daily life vlogs.
Time for more
Enjoy,
water.
and I'll see you next time.
Some more water. Do you want more water?
Back to the shade.
Back to the shade where it's cooler. Do you want any more? Do you want one more? This way. You had enough. Last bit of water. Look at your face, silly. Look at your face.